Hello, everybody. Welcome to our conversation. We have Mark Macy with Data Financial, and our topic today is going over teller assist machines that can really help manage branch traffic interactions on transactions. And so Mark has been good enough to agree to have that conversation with us, and so we're going to get right into it. So Mark, if you can maybe just give us a little bit of background when you've had conversations with your banking credit union clients, when they think about getting into this technology, what are some of the major reasons that they think of?
Sure. So, most banks or credit unions are really thinking of automation. Nobody wants to talk about why they're doing it, and they're really the focus around it is FTEs, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for cost, and the way to do that is to really look at automation. Of course, a lot of banks and credit unions have done this with TCRs as an initial way of doing it, but more and more they're looking, how do you drive the traffic of people that want to come in, just get done what they're doing and not have a conversation, right? We all do
Right.
this in our day to day. There's things we do where we just want to go, but we don't really want to be bothered, but we need to get a task done. And with that, this helps to drive the automation of teller assist or self-service items within a branch. And I think that's the main focus for people. And a lot of times when you say FTE, it may not be just cutting them, right? It may be the fact that they want to repurpose them. And how do you do that to really fill out the branch for their needs better?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I heard you use that term teller assist. Can you describe what that means a little bit? Because I think that's a really interesting concept.
It is, and it's not a word I think that gets used enough. In my opinion, I think driving, assisting of the customer in the time of need is what you need to look to do. Customers are getting out of their car, they're coming into a branch, and they have a purpose when they do that. And sometimes with automation, the purpose is they just may want to run a report or get a statement. They don't want to have a 10-minute conversation. And when you have a device that's teller assist, they can do that, but the machine or the universal banker can see when there's a struggle and then come up and assist them. And it helps to get people in and out quicker.
Right.
And it also helps when people do need assistance. They're not, sitting there waiting. The universal banker is alerted, and they can come up and assist and get the customer in and out of the branch in a timely manner.
And I would think if you parked your car, walked into the branch, it's nice to have, when you need help, a person that's there, actually physically
Correct.
present. And that's probably why you went there. Otherwise, you could have done it through your app or over the phone or in some other way.
Correct. People make a purpose to get out of their car. And when they do that, they're not doing it to always just look at a piece of equipment or pick up a phone and talk to somebody.
Right.
They're doing it because they want some sort of interaction, or in case they need that interaction, someone is there to really hold their hand through it. It's kind of like going through the self-checkout at the local Myers, right?
Right.
Those are really teller assist type of equipment. Think of that solution. When you do it and it works, great, you're in and you're out and you're on your way. But if something happens, somebody is there to assist you.
You want to look around and see that person that's in control of the line and call them over, right? And know they're going to be there if you need them. I've done that more than once. What are some of the kind of biggest roadblocks that, as you're talking to prospects about this or existing customers and they're thinking about doing this, what are the kind of biggest things that they should keep in mind that might be a problem or even an opportunity?
It's when you start talking about items that are automated, a lot of times customers don't understand all that's involved in this.
Sure.
It's not buying a recycler where this is what the recycler does. We put it in, a couple of days, they're up and running. And there's not a whole lot of involvement in the pre-setup, right? There's a lot of involved when you start talking about teller assist or ITMs. And some of the confusion around it is, what do I really need? They hear the talk of, I have to have a branch of the future, right? This is the initial topic. I have to have the branch of the future. Well, what does that mean? People don't know what that means. You put 10 people in a room and that's different for all 10 people.
Sure.
So there's a lot of confusion around really what is needed for what they're trying to accomplish. And I think the hardest thing that we see is that they don't understand the time that it takes for these type of solutions. They don't necessarily understand the cost, and they're really confused on what's an ATM, what's an ITM, and what is teller assist.
Sure. So many acronyms, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So, and there's no one to help guide them. If you
Right.
go to XYZ manufacturer and they have an ITM, they're going to drive you on what the ITM is and really try to sell you on an ITM and what it can do. And they have their place. Teller Assist also has their place, but if you don't have that solution, you're not talking to somebody about what that solution could possibly be, you'll never know if it fits your business model or what you're trying to do for your branch of the future.
So it sounds like being mission oriented first. Like, what is the actual outcome that you're looking for is the first thing. And then the next thing is thinking about being aware of the tools that are out there and how they help you accomplish that, and being really clear with your team.
Correct. And it's a funny conversation, because more and more a conversation that we have with the customers as they're building new branches or downsizing to a smaller footprint, more automated, is, man, we hate ATMs. We don't like ATMs. If we couldn't have them, we wouldn't have them. But hey, let's get an ITM.
Right.
So it's a confusing topic for them sometimes. We don't want these things because every Quick Trip has it, right? So you have a branch across the street, it's a Quick Trip, and you can go there for free. So they're competing, and they're not competing on a real fair level, I think, is what they feel. So the cost there is a little bit different. So as they do these things, they don't want certain things, but they feel like they have to have them, even though they would rather not. And they start having these conversations and they don't know what direction to go. That's a huge issue as people are kind of remodeling, building newer style branches, and downsizing the size of the branch to better fit the areas that they're having them built, right?
Yeah, makes sense. So that's a good segue into, let's talk a little bit about lessons learned. So what are some examples of maybe customers that have gone down this road and it didn't go well, and maybe those that went down the road and it did go well and was really a good success? What are kind of things that you've learned going through this with customers?
We've one of the big things that we learn is really about communication, really setting the expectations and understanding to the customer from the start that this is going to be a process that is, it's not a month, it's not 2 months, it's probably going to be a few months when you're talking about teller assist and really what you want. Also understanding the customer's goals and what type of transactions and items do they want to be able to do at a teller assist device, because that will also set the timeline for how you're interacting and building this out with the core.
Right.
So without doing that, you're really setting yourself up to fail. If you're only going in this to try to sell a product because it's it's the newest thing and you feel this is what the customers need, but you're not taking the time to really drill down, you're going to fail. And I think on both ends, a lot of times what happens is the customer themselves aren't drilling down on what their true needs are. And that's where we see the failure in implementing this type of equipment. The success is understanding the customer, understanding the customer's needs, and being upfront and honest on exactly what you can do to accomplish those goals.
Right.
And when we do that, we're successful. And it takes time. And you have to set that from the get-go, that this will take some time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you're managing change too. You're managing a change in your customer member behavior too. So I imagine there's a lot of different factors beyond just the hardware.
Great point.
And software.
And you're managing change that in reality, a lot of tellers don't want to have.
Sure.
Because they feel their job is being threatened. You put in TCRs, they don't want the TCR because they think that's taking their job. It's not there to take your job. It's there to help drive a different business model. It still needs people. We still need people there. Someone's coming in the branch again for a purpose.
Right.
And when they come in the branch, the branch's purpose is to do what? It's to upsell them. So you still need people to be able to offer loans, offer, your money markets and whatever it is. You still need the people to be able to drive the business that drives the bank.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. Let's talk about a little bit of the nuts and bolts of the actual Glory product that you guys represent, both from kind of what the machine is like. I think a lot of people aren't real familiar with it yet. I think they're very familiar with Glory products in general, but maybe not this version of it. And then also the software piece, and one of the really big topics that'll be part of that is you talked about direct integration to the core, which is, I think, a really important topic. So what does this machine look like? What does it operate like? How is it similar to a recycler? How is it different?
So it's an interesting topic because as you talk about what is a teller assist machine and what is Glory offering,
right?
Nobody even knows the name of it half the time. And Glory offers a great machine. It's a great looking machine called Teller Infinity. And the Teller Infinity is actually a true recycler inside. It also offers coin. A lot of people drive away from that. They don't want the coin side in there, but it does also offer a coin recycler inside. It's a great looking machine. It's very state of the art looking. It doesn't look like an ATM. It really looks like something that is purpose built to fit the environment of the branches as they remodel and change, right? So
Got it.
It's a true recycler that is going directly to the core, which gives you pretty much a lot of items that you can do on it. Going in and doing your bill pay, going in and printing your statement, doing money orders, just getting money in and money out, checking balances, transferring money. All the things that you would want to do, basically, if you think about this, whatever you could really do on a mobile device, you're able to do this on a machine inside and do multiple different things. And if you need help, there's things that you need beyond that. The teller is there to assist you. One of the things that I find to be, quite honestly, in my opinion, one of the best things of the product is when the person comes up to it and they're using it, if they struggle for a period of time, 45 seconds, the tablet that the universal banker has will start to be alerted. So they know in advance that person possibly struggling and can come up and say, do you need some help? I see you may have been here for a period of time. Is there something I could help you with? And they're not then waiting to get someone's attention, someone who's actually coming to them. And I think to me, that's a great part of what this machine offers. You're able to do the things you wanted to do when you went in the branch. And if you need help, someone is going to be there to help you.
And they're proactive. They can come to you even before you ask for it, which is really a neat feature.
Correct. And it is going direct to the core. So you don't have double entry. There's not a call center somewhere where someone's entering it in just as if they were on the teller line.
Right.
So that is quite a bit different than what an ITM is.
Yeah, that sounds a lot different. What should people keep in mind for ongoing kind of care, maintenance, life cycle of these things? Once you get one, you've got it up and running. What does it look like from there on out?
Yeah, a couple points on that, actually. Initially, I think when these type of items came out, people thought, I'm going to put teller assist units in my branch. That's all I need. And it's not true. The truth of the matter is you need teller assist units and you need recyclers. And really they complement each other. When you have a recycler, you have a life expectancy of say 7 to 8 years on that unit. A lot of people obviously go farther than that.
Sure.
And that is the same with the Teller Infinity. You have the same life expectancy. It is a true recycler. It is a true Glory recycler that's inside that machine that you could get for the teller line that's driving it. So that life expectancy, the reliability of that machine is just as it is with the TCR. So you still have that 7 to 8 years. Most people will probably drive that out farther.
Sure.
As they do with most things, right? So you have a very reliable piece of equipment that is going to fit that branch for years to come.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Well, I think that gives us a really great overview. Obviously, we know how to get a hold of you if we have someone that wants to learn more about what this unit could really look like inside their particular branch. I really appreciate being able to tap into your knowledge base on this
Absolutely, not a
emerging
problem.
technology. Is there anything else people should keep in mind as they're going through this process?
Yeah, I really think they need to should focus on what their true needs are. And I understand that there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace because you hear the words ITM and you really don't hear what Teller Assist is. If you're looking for something through the drive up and that's really your focus, ITMs are a great solution. If you're looking for something that is inside the branch, I don't believe that ITMs are really the solution there. In my opinion, that's where I believe a Teller Assist and self-service type of equipment is a much better solution.
That makes a lot of sense. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate the time, Mark.
Not a problem. Thank you.